I'm now starting to be triggered by my own videos, so that's how you know. Just go easy on us, because I've got nothing left. January, you know, when they'll do that countdown, I'm gonna do this. Have you done it? Yes, guys, I know it has been a while. However, I'm back. What's up, guys? It's your girl Chrissy K, and how you guys doing today? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, guys, I know it has been a while. However, I'm back. Sorry, firstly, I should probably apologize. I'm very sorry that I have taken so long to post again. But best believe, the way how these uni assignments fully came and sat themselves on top of my head, it was stress. But I'm finally finished, and now there's a done. So yay! Can't even like celebrate already because Zoom week basically started. So I'm back to lessons, and we're still in lockdown part, God knows what, so I can't even go outside to celebrate. So I guess this is my celebration, so yay! If you're new to my channel, this is the first time seeing my face, then hi! Thank you for tuning in. If you're a returning subscriber, then hi! Thank you so much for coming back. Now, today's video topic is a serious one. I'm going to be talking about all things goals, mindset, and motivation. But before I get into that, can we just deep where we are right now, please? We made it into 2021. Like, yay! Even though we are still in the middle of a pandemic. In fact, let me not call it pandemic. Let me find a way to remix the name. We're in the middle of a pompomoose, yeah? Like, we started 2020 in a pandemic. We're still in a pandemic. We're still inside. We're still looking at... Like, it's a lot. However, we made it. Now, before I get too far in the video, just a quick disclaimer. Yes, I know I did a bit of research for this like video and stuff. And yes, I did read up on it. However, this is not going to be one of them types of videos where it's just like, hello, I am Dr. Annalise Cecilia. I have been a doctor for over 15 years. I have my PhD, my MD, and my HIJK LMNOP, and I'm going to give you 3 simple steps in how to unlock the millionaire mindset and how to achieve your goals instantly. Yeah, I'm not like that. I don't have those. It's going to be a bit different. But firstly, as you can see by today's title, yes, we are going to be reminiscing on what happened last year, but we're also going to be looking at what's to come this year. Now, before we start going into the whole topic, we need to do one first step, which is to reflect. Because I'm actually laughing, because the way how we all stepped into last year, we're all like, this is going to be the year of vision, this is going to be 2020 vision, like we're all going to get things. And now, the way how we stepped into 2021, like, cool. Like, we fully stepped into 2021, like, just go easy on us, because I've got nothing left. But if there's one thing last year taught us, besides everything can change in literally the blink of an eye, it's that we are never prepared. And because of like all the merry mishaps of last year, some people may not even feel to like think of goals or anything or plan for this year. And I even put a poll on my Instagram. Oh yeah, by the way guys, if you don't follow my Instagram, it's going to be on the screen at ck.so.bueno. But I put a poll on my story to ask if anybody actually even thought of planning like a resolution this year. 56% said nah, what's the point? Like they agreed like there's no point. And 44% said yeah, there still is a point. Now I can't lie, the 56%, I can see your point, because these times are so unpredictable. Like we never know what's gonna happen, and because we don't know what's gonna happen, more time what ends up happening is people panic. For example, to all the people last year that bought out all the flour, all the stuff to make bread, all the toilet roll, all the Dettol, how are you guys doing? Because you guys basically bought everything for the next 5 years. You kind of left some of us with nothing in the store, but you know, it is what it is. But that was a great example of what happens in the state of like danger or in times where we don't know what's going to happen. The first thing people do, panic. But this year, that will not be our portion. Why? Because we're actually going to attempt to plan it. Now we're talking about planning and goals for the year and resolutions, which is technically a form of goal that we do try to set at the start of the year. Some people may not even feel to like set a resolution for this year because they think, oh, what's the point? I'm going to break it anyway. Like, goals aren't really kept like that. And you know what the weird thing is, yeah? I did a bit of research and I read on this article at fsunews.com. 80% of goals and resolutions usually last up until the second week of February. So some people that set New Year's resolutions in January, you know, when they'll do that countdown, I'm going to do this. Have you done it? I feel like it must be like in the excitement of like New Year, you know, change. We're thinking, yeah, because it's time for change. We're thinking, yeah, I'm going to start by changing this. But the real question of the day is how many of us actually implement the change and keep it throughout the whole year? Because no say, I'm going to put my hand up and be guilty because I know I'm part of that 80%. Like, I'm not sure what the other 20% are doing. Either they kept it up the whole year or some of them dropped off on day one. But it's just like we usually don't end up having momentum. And also, that reminds me, I asked people on Insta to guess how long people keep their resolutions for, and weirdly enough, people were in the same ranges. Although some of your answers made me crease, because some were like a week, some were like 3 months, like a couple of months, some were like half a year. Someone said something about up until like January 19th, because apparently that's Quitters Day. Even in my house were like, yeah, people don't keep them that long. It's a common thought that not everybody keeps them, which is a weird thing, don't you think? However, that doesn't mean it can't change, and here is how. So, for goals, one pattern that is noticed is that when we set a goal for ourselves or a resolution at the start of the year, we usually just say something like, okay, like, I'm gonna, I don't know, be more active, or I'm gonna focus on skincare and self-care, or I'm gonna walk more. Now, we usually state what we're going to do, which is a big part of the goal. We do need the what, and you guys keep an eye out. There's gonna be more letters added to this acronym. We do come up with a what, however, we never really focus on the other aspect, like the how or the why, which I will cover later in the video. But let's talk about the what first, because our what for our goals usually help us structure what we're going to do, or usually give us like an idea of where we're trying to go. But because we never really pinpoint it, that's where we often fail, because it's almost like we make it too big for us to understand, or too big for us to like go forward and attack it. Which now brings me to my first point and to my first tip, which is to start small. Now, by getting a goal and breaking it down, we're then able to see what we're like really trying to achieve, number one. And number two, it can then help us actually reach the goal. Now, when I say start small, I mean by making our goal extremely specific to what we're trying to do. By us like breaking it down and picking at the specific parts of the goal, it then helps us to have a clear picture of this is where I'm going. Do you get it? Like, think of it like when you're putting directions into like a GPS or a TomTom. It's almost like we're getting like a GPS, right? And we're literally just typing in the town of where we want to go. We're saying what our point B is, which is the target, but we're not pinning the point that we want to achieve more specifically, which thus makes it a bit more harder for us to achieve, because we've just said what we want to do, but we haven't really like gotten into the details of it. Now, I did mention starting small earlier. However, when you start small and break it down and pick out the specifics, it can then help you to lead to the next point of figuring out the how. Because, again, we all say what we're going to do at the start of the year, but we never really think about how we're going to achieve it. Like, yes, we want to make more money, but we never say how. By the way, legal means, by the way. Don't say, I sent you. I didn't send you nowhere, okay? Now, the how is how we're going to actually get to achieve the goal itself. The how is our method, basically, or our state of directions, or how we're going to, like, break it down. And in the how section, a way to help us to actually get to the end part is to break our big goal down into smaller goals. giving us smaller targets which we can use as markers of success. Let's say a small target would be start by hitting 10,000 steps each day. Then I hit them 10,000 steps each day for like a week. Like I'm going to say a week of 10,000 steps daily. So then by the end of hitting them 10,000 steps, number one, I've hit one small target. Number two, I now have another basis to keep adding to basically get to my goal. Getting the smaller targets of success also helps us because then it keeps us like in check. It helps us to actually physically get to where we want to go to with our goal, which is a good thing. And also with my whole tip of starting small, it can then help us, because then if we start with like a small goal and then keep hitting those small goals each week, it then helps us to get to the end thing. Because let's think of it this way: if you guys don't think starting small is effective, yeah, think of everything around you. So, for example, a pencil is made up of matter. Matter is made up of atoms. Like a pencil, when zoomed in, is made up of small atoms. Or even if anyone has ever watched the show of Man vs. Food, yeah, basically it's a show where this guy goes and does like various challenges where he has to try different things that are like huge. Like I'll put a picture right here of what he has to try, yeah. Usually when he gets these like huge types of items, by the way, these things are huge. They're not like, oh, like just small. Like they're huge. Like they'll be like a drink that's like 5 liters or something. I mean, they use the metric system. I don't know how that works, but that one thing we can take from the show, besides, you know, be careful, is how he attacks the dish or how he ends up winning the challenges is by he breaks it down into smaller pieces. Like he'll say, okay, I'm gonna eat this part and then drink, then this part and then have some more, this part and then have some more. I mean, as much as he would love to be able to just put the whole thing in his mouth and just achieve the goal all at once, it's not physically possible. So, that would be in relation to the how. Now, by breaking down our how, which is how we're actually planning to move forward with this goal, it then actually helps us to get to, number one, actually achieve it. And then number two, using those examples before, it now makes it easier for us to like basically get to the goal. And listen, as humans, we love making things easier, because think about it. Why do you think these adventures be showing up every day? Because we like to make our things easy. Like, really think about it. Do you really think the people that created a calculator, do you think they really enjoyed them times of using an abacus? Fam, they must have had one sum here, like one really big sum to do. They must have saw the sum, got fed up and said, nah, I beg, someone, can we, let's team up and make a calculator, please, because it's too much. It's too many numbers. What's the word? There shouldn't be any backlash for you making it easier for yourself, because at the end of the day, you would rather make it easier for yourself and actually achieve a goal than some people that will come for you and say, why are you gonna do this for? And they ain't achieving anything. Okay? We're looking for a better you. Now, I also asked some people if there was other topics that they want me to talk about in this video. And somebody said how to remain motivated and the importance of the why. Now, remember how before I mentioned the what and the how, and now the why. The why is also a very vital part of the goal. Now, even though everybody's goal is going to be different, and it's true, although statistically some goals seem to fall into different categories, as in the same article in SS News, 71% of people aim to work on their fitness, 47% aim to work on physical health and self-care, and like learning a new hobby or eating cleaner, and 50% aim to like spend time with friends and family. So yes, if you now look at your past like resolutions, or even the resolution you would have had for this year, chances are we're probably in the same category, because I know I was in the 71%. But anyway, the reason why I left this part next, which is the why and the how to stay motivated, is because first of all, the why would be the reason why you started this goal in the first place. The why would be the reason why you wake up and say, this is what I want to work on. Or the reason why you wake up and say, you know what, I'm fed up of this aspect, I need to change. I deserve to have this positive change in my life, which is why I'm waking up to do this goal. Now, if the reason why is not coming from a place of love for yourself, I'm very sorry to break it to you, but it's highly likely that the goal is not going to last. And this is why. Because, and even the same article was saying that a lot of goals tend to have a negative aspect towards them, which then makes them like less like likely for you to do. Even though we're like thinking like this is going to be a good big change, because it's not coming in a place of love towards ourselves. Like for example, I'm doing this, like I'm doing skincare because I deserve to love my skin and take care of my skin as I'm in my skin. Like we always frame our goals in a negative aspect, and if you don't think that, pause this video and think, Why have you started your resolution? But anyway, because of that, and sometimes the why is not even beneficial to ourselves. Like, we'll be doing other things to impress others, but never really to impress ourselves. We'll do other things in hope that others would like see and like, oh my gosh, yes, so that other people can see and like, you know, applaud us. But really and truly, we need to be applauding ourselves. We need to be our own cheerleaders this year, because majority of the goals, like for example, rooted in others, like I'm gonna get this car so that I can go drive past Mr. Pineapple's yard so that Mr. Pineapple can see me. I mean, yes, it's nice to flex, but then why else? It needs to be in a place of love towards ourselves. Like, we need to, instead of saying I need to do this because I think I need to do this because I deserve. When you put the I deserve there, you're claiming it on yourself, and you're like putting like power towards your name. Because like, for example, if you're saying I do this because I deserve to be, that's coming from a place of love towards yourself. So when we constantly keep on reminding ourselves of the why, that keeps us motivated, because the why will like pick us up when we're off, like we fall off track. And yes, we fall off track. It's natural, okay? I do it. You do it sometimes. There'll be days when you have just one, like, I'm just gonna lie down for this one day, I'm gonna rest for this one day, and then that one day turns to 2 days, that turns into a week, that turns into a month, or even a year. Like, it's long. It's like we fall off and we're just like, what's the point? Like, yes, we will fall, but we gotta get up and continue. Now, even still, back when I was mentioning the other figures of like what people tend to base their goals and New Year's resolutions on, you can now see that those percentages were quite high. Like 71% is quite high. If you ever even need like a small pickup, just think about it. Other people around you are doing the same thing as you. Well, some other people could be doing the same thing as you. When we pick ourselves up again, number one, we can always find comfort. Like I said in the figures before, that no, other people are on the same journey as you. So, like in the words of High School Musical, we're all in the same boat. Now, also, another factor that helps with motivation is mindset. Because I mentioned briefly before the idea of having to like put our goals or the reasoning or the why behind our goals in a place of love. This now comes down to mindset, because number one, when we think of the what, we're basically setting our minds to be focused onto what we want to achieve, right? The how, with, remember what I said, starting small, or the small target markers of success, or small targets, will then help us to break down that big goal that might seem big to us into smaller, more easier like targets. And when we like hit those small targets, it then has like a refreshing feeling, because it's like, oh look, I did that. And then two, it also helps to keep us going. It helps to train us, because research shows that when we continuously like work towards those small targets, we then build a habit. Now, a habit takes, get this, 66 days to form. So when we have those 66 days, let's say in those 66 days we have 6 small targets. So if we then keep, like, say for the first 11 days we're going to hit, I don't know, 10,000 steps. This is an example. So let's say in the first 11 days we're going to hit 10,000 steps, then 20,000, then 30,000. By us increasing it, number one, because we've done it consistently. Big word, consistency. Oh, now, I can't lie, when it comes to the word consistency, even myself, I'm now starting to be triggered by my own videos, so that's how you know it's affecting. But we hit one target consistently, yeah? And that big word, consistency, it's a scary word, you know? It's a scary term. It scares some of us, myself included. But anyway, when we hit that goal consistently for like 11 days, our brain then starts to like, okay, naturally remember the routine, and as we keep it going, keep routinely doing, we then just naturally start to like do it. Like, okay, let's say you wake up like for 7 o'clock, then eventually the brain will then be like, okay, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Then naturally you'll start to wake up at 7 o'clock. By you setting up that habit to get your goal, your mind will then even naturally help you. That's another way how mindset will improve. Now, remember how I said in the why, how the why needs to be from a place of love? This will be how you end up looking at the goal, because this now forms like a positive mindset, if you get it, because obviously it's coming from a positive place of love, and it's a positive place of love towards yourself. It has less of kind of feel to it, do you know what I mean? It's more, it obviously words it nicely, but it's just like nicer. Like, by setting the goal, by setting it or wording it in a place of love. So instead of saying this and this and that, saying I deserve, it's like entitlement but towards yourself. And by you putting it in a positive way, then now forms a positive environment for yourself to work in. Because think about it, in your workplace, if your workplace is a nice place to work in, you're going to enjoy going to work, right? So think of it, we are now making our minds and ourselves the positive environment that we are working towards our goal in. And also, like, I'm gonna be real, this positive mindset thing is not gonna be, it doesn't just, you don't wake up and like, you know, it just kicks in overnight, but you slowly but surely like start to train your mind to think that way, thus like changing your mindset, changing your outlook towards yourself, changing how you go for your goal, and thus making it, number one, nicer or easier for you to actually go for, because then it's just like, yeah, I deserve to be happy, so I'm gonna go do it. Another point for mindset which I think helps, and another tip that I'm gonna try and implement this year, and I think we should all implement together. Basically, I was on Instagram, right, and I saw this page, I think her name is No Ordinary Noir, and she said something for this year that made me say, yes, I'm implementing that, which is to block and prosper.
Repeat after me. Block them and prosper. One more time. Block them and prosper.
Now that obviously can apply to like that annoying person that be coming for you constantly, that be belling your line. Let me not get too controversial. However, we can also use it in a way to like slowly fight the negative thoughts we have towards ourselves, or the negative thoughts that arise when we're trying to reach our goal. Because yes, there'll be points that be like, why are you trying to do this anyway? Like, unfortunately, there will be negative, like you will sometimes feel negative when you're trying to work towards something, and you will want to give up. However, I don't know who needs to hear this, but we all need to hear this. This doesn't mean you should give up. Just block and prosper. You deserve to prosper in this 2021. You deserve to prosper in this lifetime. Even though these times are unprecedented and basically disappointing, that doesn't mean we can't make ourselves happy this year. Do you get it? So, yes, we fell off, but we're going to block them days out and prosper, okay? Now, I do realize what I did say is easier said than done. And if you do need to rewatch this video several times, that's fine. I'll leave like timestamps where you need to see the essential bits. And obviously, I can drop another video if you want, of me like giving like resources that I use to like help with the goal. Also drop like resources on how to like plan and how I'd like implement what I was talking about, you know, the what, the how and the why, and like make a mood board / plan for the year. And if you need a reminder, we are all in this journey together. We are all going in the same direction, which is success. Because I wish great success for you this year. Thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for all the love. Thank you for everybody that took part in the polls and the questions I put out on my Instagram. Which now, by the way, if you want me to do more polls and like stuff on my story, because I can't lie, that was fun, please do check out my Instagram, which I'm going to put right here at ck.so.bueno. Also follow me on my other social media such as Twitter, it's Chrissy_K. And also please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share it to anybody who you think needs this video. I hope to see you guys soon. Stay blessed, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye.
Know that I'm gonna be on my own. Yeah, every night I sit alone. The ones who come to us begging for our bliss. I want to move on with life after this, yeah.
What I shouldn't do, because now, for example, if I just say get more active, you know, I could get more active what, club card points, get more active what, charges, get more active pens. Do you know what I mean? I've been training for this for pretty much all my life, and I'm going to give you some I know the goals. No!
What did I do? You made me insane. Can't forget you. So made in my breath.